Hello NIMUN 5 delegates and welcome back to the NIMUN 5 video curriculum series. This video will be on resolutions. So what is a resolution as it applies to Model UN? A resolution is a document that the committee passes to take whatever action the committee is allowed to pass. So that sounds kind of complicated, but ultimately the committee just writes these resolutions and then votes on them. And if the vote succeeds, the resolution is passed. Resolutions can be passed by both UN bodies and by regional bodies. At NIMUN 5, the bodies that will be passing resolutions are DISEC, the UNCSTD, the UNSC, and the AU. For most NIMUN committees, resolutions are the main tool whereby the committee may act. Throughout the course of NIMUN, delegates will collectively write resolutions and then vote on them as a body. Compositionally and structurally, a resolution is a series of clauses joined together to create a cohesive document. Clauses are to resolutions as atoms are to matter. They basically make up 100% of whatever that resolution is. So a resolution is the sum of its clauses. So clauses can come in two types, perambulatory and operative clauses. Perambulatory clauses say the why of the resolutions, and operative clauses say the how. So perambulatory clauses give the purpose of the resolution and the spirit in which the resolution is written, and operative clauses may institute a new policy, affirm support of something, create a new body or committee, make a request of member states, or perform many other functions. And there is a very specific format for these two types of clauses, perambulatory and operative clauses, but it's just way easier to learn it by context than by rote. So at the end of this video, I'll show you a sample resolution, and if you study that resolution, you'll be able to know the format for these various types of clauses without having to memorize the grammar relating to them. So after you write a resolution, you will lobby for support from other delegates for your resolution. So obviously writing isn't all that matters. So to be able to present the resolution to the body formally, so to go up to the front of the room and give an extended speech on your resolution and to have it presented to the body, a resolution must have a requisite number of signatures that depends on the committee. The number of signatures depends on the committee. Usually it's about a third of the committee has to sign it, but that depends on your committee. Your chairs will announce that at the beginning of each session. So you can sign a resolution as a signatory or as a sponsor. Being a signatory means you just want to see the resolution brought to discussion. Being a sponsor means that you'll be expected to be in favor of this resolution, and you'll also be expected to go up and present it and make speeches in favor of it. So there are some specific resolution formatting things. First of all, resolutions should have 3 to 5 perambulatory clauses and 4 to 12 operative clauses. Any shorter than this, and it's a bit insignificant. Any longer, and it's a bit redundant. It's also good to give your resolution a snazzy name or acronym as its title. Otherwise, it's known by a number, which is a lot more boring. Imagine your resolution being called Resolution 5.A versus the Laser Resolution. It's way cooler to come up with a cool acronym like the Laser Resolution than talking about it by its number. And also, you should have a nice header at the top of your resolution with a topic, resolution name, if applicable, and committee, and a list of the sponsors and signatories. Just like your position papers, this is pretty similar format here. So here's a sample resolution. So right here you have your nice header. I'll get out my pen. Yeah, it's nice to have your header here. Yay, it's beautiful. And you'll have the committee here, your topic, and your title of the action plan resolution. Your sponsors right here, and then your signatories. So that's your header right there. Then you have your perambulatory clauses. So I won't read these, but note that the first word of each clause is italicized. This occurs in both perambulatory clauses and operative clauses. Though, of course, when you're writing things by hand at NIMUN, you can't exactly do that. But it is the proper way to type resolutions. So you'll note that the resolution reads very logically. If you take a perambulatory clause, read it, then read this bit right here that's very, very important, and then read an operative clause, it'll make sense. It'll actually be a sentence. So, for example, recognizing that there is no universal solution to this problem due to the complicated origins of failed states, the Disarmament and International Security Committee takes action. That's the combination that you should really be thinking about, and that's where resolutions really start to make sense. So here are your operative clauses. I'm not going to read these, but you can see that the operative clauses take action, and moreover, that if you read it in conjunction with the perambulatory clause and this little bit right here, the Disarmament and International Security Committee, it makes sense. It's actually a sentence. So finally, just a brief note about amendments. Delegates who only support part of a resolution and feel that something should be added to it may submit an amendment to a particular resolution. Amendments can revoke, add, or edit an operative clause. However, you can't amend a perambulatory clause at NIMUN. That's just a bit redundant, kind of silly, and nitpicky. So, formatting-wise, amendments are much more informal than resolutions. For instance, your whole amendment could be strike clause 6 and change cautions in clause 7 to warns. That's really all an amendment needs to be. If you want to add clauses, they should be in the specific clause form. But other than that, you can be a little more informal with amendments. And amendments can be further categorized into friendly and unfriendly amendments. So friendly amendments, all that you need to pass a friendly amendment is the consent of all the sponsors to the resolution. So if they all agree, that friendly amendment is going to pass. However, if not all the sponsors agree, you can still try and amend the resolution by passing an unfriendly amendment. However, unfriendly amendments have to be voted upon by the body. Note that non-substantive changes such as grammatical or spelling changes can be done by the chair's discretion. So if your resolution is misspelled, the chair can just change that at his or her discretion. And that is it. Thank you very much and see you next time.